And we're live. Good evening. I'm Laura. Welcome to Laura's epic 10-minute variety show. I wanted to give you some good news, which is, and the camera will follow me. If you come over here, come on, you can do it, you can do it. You look down here, there's a box. And inside that box are quarantined electronic equipment so that I can have a microphone and a mixer so that people with talent can call in and they will be amplified and I can talk to them and all of that. You won't be able to, unless of course it's you calling in. And I'm not sure how we're going to handle that. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I'm going to try to figure out this equipment. And then I'm going to ask one of you to call me tomorrow night, when I'll say, okay, it's 8:05 or whatever it is, call me and let's just see what happens. So, but I do think it could afford us some really fun possibilities since, let's face it, you've got me and that's it. And I know it's getting a little old. So let's get, first of all, through the fashion show portion of the show. This dress, I'm not sure what you call it. It's kind of a wrap dress. So I won't demonstrate for you because I already got into trouble once with my clothes and not on. But it has these long, you can see in the back here, ties. And they're like really long and you can make all these different kinds of looks with this dress. This is the only one I can manage to do. But when they sold me this dress in the store long time ago in New York City, they had all of these. They gave me a book and you just had to follow the directions. And it's like this one dress makes 20 dresses, but mostly I just, of course, leave it in the closet, except since we have this show and I want to get dressed up, I thought I would wear it. So, so there's that. And then I wanted to talk about something else that I think is, I don't know if it's important, but I think it's a little bit interesting. So recently, I don't know what's wrong with me. I ordered all these packages from Amazon. I must have gotten up in the middle of the night and gone to the computer because when my husband opened the door, if you don't believe me, there's a picture of them. And they were like, I don't know, 10, 15. And I thought it was funny, so of course I put it on Facebook. And I had people writing to me, including my daughter Amanda, saying, Amazon, and you shouldn't be ordering from them because they're going on strike, and would you please stop ordering? And I'm like, well, okay. Oh, really? It's the only fun other than this. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it's, let's face it, I like shopping. And however, before I tell you the point of this little story, I want to show you, don't go away, this really great mop that I bought on Amazon. So it's so well made and it's so light and you put it together in a snap and it comes with two different pads. One is, as you can see, that this is one of those abrasive, this is a beautiful mop. If you know how many mops I have, because they just, it's hard to get one that really does a good job. So it's got this and it's got the kind that actually, you put on instead to, I'm not much of a housekeeper, obviously. I can't even describe what you do with this kind of mop pad. It cleans and this, scrubs. And I wanted to tell you the company. There's good reason for this. I don't actually know the company because I don't know how they can be in business without a company name, but it says Microfiber Mop Floor Cleaning System Washable Pad. So somehow I found them and, just took a chance. So, but here's the important part. I'm going to put this back. And this came, right after I got all those notes about not buying from Amazon. So I get the mop like that day or the next day. And inside was a thank you card. And I'm going to read it to you. It says, thanks for giving our small family-run business a shot. Your orders and reviews matter more than you can imagine. And then a little smiley face, handwritten, sincerely, Jess. And nothing is really that simple. So, okay, maybe Amazon is, this is a disaster, what's going on. But it's also it would be a disaster not to have bought that mop from Jess. And I not only am grateful that I bought it, I gave them a great review. And so if you really want to buy this mop and you can't find it, just let me know and I'll send you my link. Okay. All right, I've covered that. So, but you know, I'll remind you that it is only a 10-minute show. I know I go over every night, but it is National Poetry Month. And I would say this, I'm always afraid, oh God, someone's going to read me a poem, I just can't bear it. But I'm really choosing poems that I know. And the one I'm going to read tonight is so amazing that it's going to change your life. I have to get my chair. You know, they're the stage hands because of coronavirus outbreak aren't here tonight. So, but there are things that I really need to tell you about this before I read it. So it's written by a poet named Ocean Vuong. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly. Vietnamese, I think came here when he was 2 years old. It says somewhere, I hope you know what, I'm getting kind of worried. Okay, because I think I've got my pages mixed up with this beautiful poem. But what I can remember, you know, reading about him in Wikipedia is that his grandmother married a Navy guy from the United States, and they had 3 children during the war. And then the grandfather went back to America, you know, was planning to come back, and then there was the fall of Saigon, and he couldn't. And that family was never reunited. And this was very common, of course, in Vietnam. The fall of Saigon is, you know, so my era, and I was really had my head in the sand when all this was happening. There's a musical called Miss Saigon, which some of you may have seen or at least heard of, and it's so powerful. And I hate to tell you this only because it spoils the surprise in the musical, but you probably aren't going to, you know, even if you're going to, there's a real helicopter in the play. I'm not kidding. I don't know how they do this. It's a helicopter because they're showing you that moment, and it's a love story, and it's basically the same story that unfolded for Ocean's grandmother. He's 32 years old. He's a MacArthur Grant genius, won every amazing prize, poetry prize. And I want to read this poem to you. So the other thing I want to mention, oh, by the way, Ocean was not the name he was born with. He was born with, and I can't remember the name, but a Vietnamese name. And then his mother was a manicurist. And she would use the word, you know, like we do, beach. And only when she would say it with her accent, it sounded like bitch. So one of her customers said, instead of saying beach, why don't you say ocean? And she thought about it. And of course, it was the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, that was the journey that she'd made with her family to this country. So she renamed her son, this poet, Ocean. And I can't remember when I first discovered him, but this poem is, I don't even have the title here because I don't know. Okay, here we go. It's called Obad with Burning City. So Obad means morning love song. And before the poem begins, one must be read or read if it's projected this. So you need to pay attention here. South Vietnam, April 29th, 1975. Armed Forces Radio played Irving Berlin's White Christmas as a code to begin Operation Frequent Wind, the ultimate evacuation of American civilians and Vietnamese refugees by helicopter during the fall of Saigon. So that was how the soldiers knew this was happening. Irving Berlin's White Christmas was playing on loudspeakers in the street. And this is the poem, and I hope that I hope I have it all here. Okay, here we go. Milk flower petals on the street like pieces of a girl's dress. May your days be merry and bright. He fills a teacup with champagne, brings it to her lips. Open, he says. She opens. Outside, a soldier spits out his cigarette as footsteps fill the square like stones fallen from the sky. May all your Christmases be white. As the traffic guard unstraps his holster, his hand running the hem of her white dress, his black eyes, her black hair, a single candle, their shadows, 2 wicks. A military truck speeds through the intersection, the sound of children shrieking inside, a bicycle hurled through a store window. When the dust rises, a black dog lies in the road panting, its hind legs crushed into the shine of a white Christmas. On the nightstand, a sprig of magnolia expands like a secret heard for the first time. The treetops glisten and children listen. The chief of police, face down in a pool of Coca-Cola, a palm-sized photo of his father soaking beside his left ear. The song moving through the city like a widow. I'm dreaming of a curtain of snow falling from her shoulders. Snow crackling against the window. Snow shredded with gunfire. Red sky. Snow on the tanks rolling over the city walls. A helicopter lifting the living just out of reach. The city's so white, it is ready for ink. The radio saying, run, 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 milk flower petals on a black dog like pieces of a girl's dress. May your days be merry and bright. She is saying something neither of them can hear. The hotel rocks beneath them, the bed a field of ice cracking. Don't worry, he says, as the first bomb brightens their faces. My brothers have won the war, and tomorrow the lights go out. I'm dreaming to hear sleigh bells in the snow. In the square below, a nun on fire runs silently toward her God. Open, he says. She opens. And that is the poem by Ocean Young. And thank you so much for tuning in tonight so that I could share that poem with you. I do want to say that if all goes well, I will be airing my toast demonstration tomorrow around 10 o'clock in the morning. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this. And so I'm looking forward to it. I love toast. I love making great toast. I love teaching people how to make great toast. And so we've gotten through another day together. Hopefully all of us are well. One friend of mine on Facebook said today, if you thought you didn't know anybody who had the virus, now you do, meaning it's him. So he's in my prayers. You're all in my prayers. And thank you very much. I can't wait to see you tomorrow night when we're going to do something with this equipment that I just bought. And maybe you'll be the lucky person that gets to call and help me make a fool of myself one more time. So I am thinking that through the month of April, I made a commitment to come on every night and read you a poem. And if you have a poem you would like to share with me, please do. You know how to reach me through Facebook, if not some other way, because I am looking for poems. And yeah, so that's it for tonight. Thank you again for coming. I love you. And I'm going to hit this like that and then go